Welcome to our award-winning show, Transofrm. What if I were to tell you about the possibility of changing anxiety or stress and realize that the biggest reason that people go to the hospital is for those two issues? Or we could rapidly change phobias or fears, as well as stop smoking easily or weight issues. Well, our show has the opportunity to see all those possibilities as modern technology with healthcare meets modern hypnosis. Our show today offers an expert and experts in the local area that will give solutions for you. Welcome to Transofrm. Now let's transform a nation. So let's transform a nation. And I have the pleasure of presenting the people who taught me the basics and in many ways master parts of hypnosis, Arit Horn and Taylor Sherman. They own Washington Hypnosis Center, and this show today is about local hypnosis, how you, the viewer, can get help today or now. And they are master hypnotists, master hypnotherapists. I'll let you speak in more words. Taylor, I know you're certified clinical instructor, right?
Yep. Hypnosis instructor. So
yeah.
we teach other people how to really learn hypnosis and how to transform their lives with that. So it's a lot of fun in doing that, and also working with clients, full time.
And when I took your class 5 years ago, I said, and I have taken a lot of classes over the years, and I said it was truly the best class I ever took, and I still say that today. It was an amazing class that transformed me and gave me the ability to work with many others in so many amazing ways that I appreciate everything you all have done for me. And I just hope people can see the benefits of your organization and the amazing possibilities, because I think everyone can learn it and be a part of it. But again, today we're going to be talking about how you can get answers for those phobias or weight loss problems or smoking problems or whatever issues you may have. And there's an unlimited amount that you can find. And there are facilities located right in the Rockville, Bethesda area, as well as Alexandria. They have a lot of possibilities for you, the viewer. And
yeah, so people can, they can stop smoking, for example, with hypnosis. They can reduce their weight, and they can do a lot of things that involve the mind-body connection. Being able to work with our emotional selves, being able to work with the part of us that is, tapping into that emotional realm. So for example, with weight loss, people ask me, like, how does hypnosis make you lose weight? Like, is it like a magic pill? Does it actually, put it in, like we go into your brain and we fix some stuff in there, and then all of a sudden the person comes out. We had one person who actually came to one of our weight loss sessions, and they expected to walk out 20 pounds lighter in the session itself.
I wish.
Right?
yeah.
That would be a great magic pill, yeah.
But with any behavior, really what's happening is that a person, they generally know what they should be able to do. That's that conscious, rational part of them. Yeah. That's the part of them that's that willpower, that part that thinks that they should be able to do it or should know what it is to do. The challenge is they're not doing it. They're not actually taking the steps. They're not actually making the behaviors to have those things work out for them in their lives. And so that's what we help people to solve.
Yeah, I know I had an issue that you helped solve with a phobia that I had for 40-some years.
Yeah,
and to have that breakthrough 5 years ago was an amazing challenge for me, because I had basically a phobia of knives, and you rapidly changed that for me, and I had a different point of view, and it went back to I was 10 or 12, and most of those issues, as you both mentioned in class, these are feelings that we have or phobias that are built in childhood that sometimes just build into a bigger phobia. And now I think of it, I think of that night, but I like, oh, it's silly, you know, that issue that I had is very simple.
And that was in the middle of a classroom.
Yes.
It was a demonstration,
Right. Yeah.
not even a personal session,
Yeah.
which helped you tremendously.
And it was a huge phobia for me. People
Yeah.
knew I had plastic knives. That's how big of a phobia I had. But
I
and
remember
so
when
it
you came
can,
to the classroom at the beginning with using plastic knives.
yeah.
So
there's issues that if the viewer has that you can address
Right.
rapidly in basically 2 to 5 sessions usually, right?
well, it could be, the minimum is 3 sessions, but it's between 3 to 6 sessions, 3 to 8 sessions. Usually we don't go longer than that because the issue, the challenge is resolved. So we all have challenges
Right.
about, you know, with phobias, with limitation, with limit beliefs. And we help and inspire a person to change that, all right, through
Yeah.
using a different part of their mind. Many of the people that come to us, they feel that they're stuck. Okay, they've
Yeah.
been everywhere.
Yeah.
Usually we're not a first choice, right?
Right.
So when people come to us, they've been at the doctor's office and they
Right.
already went to their spiritual, you know, guide, either a priest or a rabbi or, you know, at the mosque. So when they come to us, it's like, I wondered, maybe that's the last thing that if that's not going to help, then I'm kind of stuck for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And we basically, what we do, we change that. We inspire them that there is a different part of their mind that they can actually utilize and empower themselves for the change. Life looks better after.
And it happens simple, relatively fast.
Right.
And you don't have to carry that burden with you. You
Right.
know, I know mine was just a mind-opening, rapid change.
Yes.
And it can happen quickly. And your facility offers those solutions here local. And
Right. So the Washington DC Hypnosis Center is located in Rockville, Maryland, and in Alexandria, Virginia. We take, you know, people from different issues, different challenges. We don't like to call them problems. We don't see them as a problem. We see them as a challenge. Each and every one of us specializes in something different. Taylor has his specialties and he can talk about them, and I have my specialties. So the process usually is pretty simple. A person is going to be referred to us by a doctor or by a person who already visited our facilities. Or will find us on the internet, call us, and we will they'll go through a process of, are they a good candidate to work with us, or we will refer them somewhere else, right?
Or I will refer them.
Oh,
and
you
I'm
will.
referring them now. So here's the
Well, thank
opportunity
you.
for you to have that change, to have that change for you now that can be done quickly. And their phone number is available as well as a website on this program.
And quickly, I think, is a really important point.
Right.
Okay, that's very significant because let's say, for example, the phobia which you had, right? If you had gone and you had talked to someone about that, and it doesn't matter how many years you talked to that person about that,
right.
you would have said, oh, I have this and I have this misery, and you know, we say it's like the world's smallest violin is playing just for you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And yet, you know, talking about it wouldn't necessarily create the transformation and the change. And what we're doing with hypnosis and some of the other tools we work with in our office is we're creating that quick transformation so that a person really can, you know, make those changes very quickly.
Yeah.
And the way we do it is pretty simple through various techniques. We basically bypass the chatter mind, the mind that actually created the problem, and we go into the subconscious mind, the feeling mind, the mind that is holding on to all the emotions, all the feelings, all the traumas, and either give them that mind suggestions, direct suggestions, which is new ideas that we want to empower the person, or we may go to a root cause. What actually caused that?
Right.
Okay. There's other techniques that we're specializing in. Taylor is also a teacher for the NLP training that we do, and he uses and I use various of NLP techniques to do that, and that's pretty empowering. Pretty quickly, however, not in one session. We usually don't say it's in one session.
Right.
We do get miracles, but we don't like to sell it in that way. Like you come for one session and you lose 20 pounds. I wish, but that's not what's happening usually. Okay?
So some simple solutions to the problems can happen rapidly. What are some of the things that you see in the medical world in a couple minutes with being able to transform this nation, with where we're going now? The world is so negative on everything, and TV is capitalizing on it. Not this show, of course.
Right.
But,
Thank God.
you know,
Yes.
because we live in such a negative environment. And I remember you saying we actually live in a safe world, but the way that television presents itself,
Portrays
everything is, you know, challenged constantly, from politics to healthcare to whatever we're dealing with today.
You know, I think one of the biggest things is that when a person can really clear out all of the emotional clutter, right, and they can just set that off to the side and they can say, you know what I really have within me is a clean slate, okay? And so I wake up in the morning and I'm happy, okay? And my mind is clear and I'm then able to be proactive, right? It's that whole thing of, you know, the self-actualization, you know, the hierarchy, right? So we stack up those levels and then we get to that point where we're able to be self-actualized. And I think within the medical community, one of the biggest things we can start to work with is pain, okay? Is helping people to get over pain.
Absolutely.
Pain, for one thing, has a tremendous amount of research behind it. You know, you go on, you know, scholar.google.com, you search pain and hypnosis, and you're going to find a number of different articles, you know, talking about that. We, you know, as hypnotists, when a person comes to a hypnotist and, you know, you book the appointment, we have some really rapid ways of getting through that. And I'm, you know, in every class, and I'm sure it was the same in the class that you attended, Paul, that, you know, when we're teaching the pain release methods, usually the challenge, the problem is that we don't have enough volunteers, because the first person that comes up, they get rid of the pain.
Right, yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now we need to get another, now we need to, you know, find the pain, you know, so it works really fast and really effectively, especially with chronic pain.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest. Another one, for example, with that is, you know, kids being able to take shots.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, when a kid comes in and they want to be able to take that shot, we actually give them an area on their arm where they can numb that and they can take that shot without discomfort, without pain, without mom trying to reassure them or dad trying to reassure them, without the doctor saying and the nurse saying we have to hold them down, because that's not a real positive thing, right?
And we're running short on time, but we'll have you on another show, which will be exciting. And I really appreciate you both being here. Thank you.
Well, thank
Dorit
you.
Horn and Taylor Sherman. You've been wonderful to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Many people contact us because they want to lose weight and to become fit and healthy.
Others want to quit smoking.
Speaking in public scares a lot of us, but some have to do it and overcome the anxiety.
Losing loved ones or other traumatic events can create a fear of loss.
Being trapped in elevators or being confined in small spaces is a common problem for many people.
And we also frequently help people to overcome their fear of flying.
Other clients we see simply procrastinate. They aren't able to complete tasks on time and they push away deadlines.
We can help overcome many of these and other issues.
We're directing the most powerful part of you, your subconscious mind, to create the changes that you want. This has nothing to do with hypnosis that's done on stage. A stage hypnosis show is made to entertain an audience. Volunteers are brought to the stage and they do mostly funny things that they were instructed to do by the hypnotist.
That's not what we do in our office. We inspire the most powerful part of you, your subconscious mind, to approach your underlying issues, fears, traumas, blockages.
Because many of our long-standing habits or reactions are deeply rooted in past situations or events.
To locate and transform your feelings and perceptions toward them, to change the subconscious mind programming. That's what we do.
And it works. Our clients overcome their problems, which in many cases have held them back from being able to enjoy life fully.
When I first came to see Taylor, I had a real problem with claustrophobia, and especially going into elevators. And I found that I would get panicked and afraid, very scared going into elevators. It was pretty terrifying for me. After this session, I could go into an elevator, and instead of feeling this fear of anxiety because of the hypnosis session, I then hear circus music, which is rather interesting, and I find it actually rather relaxing now and funny.
I lost my son 6 years ago, and I fell into the deep dark hole. It took Reed 5 weeks working with me to bring me out of depression, to eliminate my physical symptoms, and to show me the colors of life again. She also showed me how to bring myself out of these moments if they were to come. So that's what I'm doing since then, and I'm enjoying my life because there is sense now in my life, and I'm enjoying it fully and completely.
We are certified members of the National Guild of Hypnotists, along with several other national organizations. Contact us to find out how we can help you.
Today, I'm putting the Casino to the test. Now, it's a light and sound machine and one of the latest in a line of products made by a trusted company in the US called MindPlace, founded in 1988. Now, they've kindly sent over to me this Casino for me to try out and to review for you guys. The history, well, I've actually been using AVS machines now for about 5 months or so for a research project into meditation and altered states, and I've got to say that I'm now a regular user. Now, this method is known as brainwave synchronization or entrainment by creating a flickering gas field and pulsing rhythmic sounds. Now, in my humble judgment, this is a very, very effective tool for the practice of meditation, and it's got the ability to help clear a mind which is full of superfluous chatter. In turn, it induces positive mood shifting effects by using a mixture of calming sounds to a variety of embedded modulations that we call binaural beats and isochronic pulses. All of this is perfectly coordinated to the visual experience. So here's an example of what you might be listening to during a session. MindPlace have put much consideration into the machine by keeping the design sleek, whilst importantly making it affordable to the consumer market. Although it doesn't have a touchscreen, it's got a big button here that makes navigation around the backlit LED screen very easy, so one doesn't have to refer back to the manual to locate a particular session number or name. It's got a built-in MP3 player, and also the USB interface makes it very easy for you to hook up to your PC or Mac if you want to add MP3s, or just simply use the editor to create your own sessions, or simply optimize the pre-programmed sessions on here. So what's interesting about the GANs frames that comes with it, they now allow for a more richer and more powerful visual experience, as there are 3 blue, 2 green and 1 red LED per eye. The left and right eyes can be programmed independently, which produces some very interesting effects and non-geometric imagery. So how does this all work? Well, the MP3s on here are encoded with a new technology called SpectraStrobe. This is what controls the lights. Now, they are controllable also by using audio strobe color presets that enable you to try out different variations with each program. What's supplied with it? Well, you've got an 8-big card which is supplied in here, and it consists of everything that you need to get started, which is a detailed e-manual, editing software, and of course most importantly over 50 Casino sessions and 22 extra sessions that were previously created from one of their old Mind machines called the Sirius. Now, it also comes with the usual adapters, instructions, microcard adapter and a small travel pouch to keep everything safe. I must say it's not the greatest of cases, but it does what it says on the tin, so to speak. Now, the earbuds are quite nice and comfortable, and they do cancel out some external noise, but I think that for the best experience, it's advisable to invest in a good pair of quality noise cancelling headphones. Let's talk about the experience. Generally, there are two methods of viewing these sessions. You can either surface or depth view them, with your eyes, of course, shut. I tend to depth view. Now, doing this, coupled with the strobe effects of the lights, you'll find yourself sliding down tunnels or rushing through space or even colourful clouds. You may actually indeed question your sense of physical awareness, which I do on a very regular basis. The rate of brainwave firing is related to our state of arousal. Therefore, the type of frequency that you actually expose yourself to is key. For instance, if you wish to enter a state of meditation or relaxed thought, it's advisable to use programs that are in the alpha or the SMR range. Now, for facilitating learning or alertness, beta frequencies will suit, whilst theta will provide a calming environment for you. The sleep-wake cycle in humans is controlled by melatonin. This is a chemical produced by the pineal gland. This is excreted into your bloodstream when you sleep to the moment you awake. Now, I have actually seen in recent months an increase of data with regards to polychromatic light sources such as these and their effect on the human circadian system. Such as a blue train of light pulses delivered through the closed eyelids will suppress the production of melatonin. Therefore, an AVS user would need to probably avoid blue pulses if they were attempting to induce sleep. You may well be asking, in what physical position should I be in whilst using this machine? Well, it's pretty much up to you, but it is usually recommended that when one is combining a meditation session that focuses on deep breathing or breath awareness, that you're sitting upright with your back straight as possible, as this is more conducive to meditation, and also it keeps you alert. Since using AVS machines on a daily basis, I've noticed within a matter of weeks, I was actually experiencing an increase in my perception, and in particular my sense of smell, taste and hearing. I started to hear frequencies of the kettle and fridge. Pretty useless, you may think, but quite interesting. Being able to consciously perceive more than most people does have its pros and cons, especially when sensor bleeps are sounded on TV, along with smoke alarms. These I've found to be quite painful to my ears, but hey, I'll live with it. On the other hand, I'm actually a music producer by trade, and I can also pick out more frequencies in mixes that I work on. I'm now going to try out the paternity session, which is 20 minutes in length, and it promises to be rich in synthesizer textures. So I'll conclude with the finer points of my experiences very shortly. Relaxing sounds. Oh, I feel like I'm in the 4D version of a Doctor Who episode. Pure sacred geometry. Here come the complex mandalas. Entering a flashing tunnel now. Could this be what it's like in the womb? It's interesting how your eyes just want to remain locked shut. Flying through space. I kind of have a feeling of weightlessness, which is great if you need to lose weight. Concentric, different coloured squares. And I think I've seen something rather anomalous flying by. No binaural beats in this one. Just layers of rich synthetic sounds. I can feel the sun rising. Well, what can I say about this machine? It's been an absolute delight to use. Overall, a stunning experience with plenty of complex, lush imagery, which I felt created a dreamlike scenario, which was quite bizarre really. It's quite hard to verbally illustrate all this to you. One thing I did notice was at the end, when the lights were concluding, it actually ended quite unexpectedly. So I think a soft dim would be a little bit nicer. But I've got no doubt in my mind